proposed price and other items related to properties located on Telegraph and Gasper Avenue. D. Washtel Commerce LLC concern proposed prices for the properties located in Washington Boulevard. Item number 2, the city council will confer with its labor negotiator with respect to labor negotiations pertaining to compensation and benefits for the unrepresented full-time executive management employees. And item number 3, regarding anticipated potential litigation, 2 matters.
Thank you, Lena. And with that, we'll go to closed session. Thank you.
Certainly, Mr. Mayor, and let the record reflect that Councilmember Linus joined the City Council in closed session. So with all 5 members of the City Council being present, the City Council met in closed session, discussed the following items. City Council discussed item number 1A. City staff made a presentation. City Council provided direction. No final reportable action was taken. We'll skip over to item number 3, conference with legal counsel regarding anticipated or potential litigation. 2 matters were discussed. City staff made presentations. The City Council provided direction. No final reportable action was taken. And it is the council's intent to reconvene into closed session following the conclusion of the open session matter. So those were the only matters that were discussed in closed session. Thank you.
Thank you, legal counsel. And at this time, we're going to call the regular city council meeting to order. Lena, could we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Garcia. Here. Councilmember Linus.
Here.
Councilmember Reboyer.
Here.
Vice Mayor Altamirano.
Here.
And Mayor Guimeda.
Here. And at this time, could we have everybody please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance by our Transportation Director, Mr. McFerguson, and please remain standing for the invocation by Councilmember Rebollo. Thank you.
Everyone put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Father, Son, Holy Spirit, we thank you for the opportunity to be here, to gather here, Lord, to make the best decisions for this community. We thank you for the opportunity of leadership that you've imparted in each and every one of us. I ask for a special blessing for the members of this community, those here present, those at home, those that are in mourning, and that you, Lord, would fulfill their hearts. And I just thank you again for this opportunity to be here to serve this community. May we make the best decisions for this community tonight. We ask this in your mighty name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Mr. McFerguson, and thank you, Councilmember Rebollo. And at this time, we'll move to public comment, and we do have a couple of comment cards. Margarita Martinez, please come on up.
Buenas tardes a todos. Pues yo nomás quería darle las gracias a la sargenta Duarte, parece que está allá, porque pues me hizo un buen trabajo, y pues yo quiero reconocer las buenas personas, ¿verdad?, que tiene la ciudad, y pues que hace su trabajo, y que no escatima cosa pequeña, porque a veces para la gente es cosa pequeña, pero para la persona es cosa grande, ¿no? Y pues sí me sentí muy bien cómo ella me atendió, cómo hizo su trabajo, y pues le estoy muy agradecida, y pues muchas gracias también por mi hijo Alex. No sé quién conoce a mi hijo Alex, pero ya él estuvo trabajando aquí por un tiempo, esperando un full time, pero pues no se le dio, y pues ya se tuvo que ir, y pues gracias por el tiempo que lo tuvieron aquí. Él estuvo a gusto trabajando, y pues a la próxima, a la mejor, un full time. Bueno, pues muchas gracias a todos, y pues que Dios los bendiga.
Gracias, Margarita. She just wanted to recognize Sergeant Duarte. I believe she helped and assisted her with a problem that she had, and wanted to recognize her and thank her publicly for going above and beyond to address her issue and concern. And thank you for coming up and doing that. And Sergeant, thank you. Appreciate all the work that you did to help her and assist her with the issue she was dealing with. Josie Bentoncourt, please come on up.
Good afternoon, Council. I want to tell you thank you very much. You guys have been wonderful for our city, all of you, even our city administrator, our attorney, Vilco. You've done a great job. My question has been, on Sunday morning, I woke up to a freeway on Commerce Way. What are the rules for all those lines legally? As far as parking for the residents, nothing's gone out to any of the residents. Nobody knows whether they can cross the line, they can't cross the line. You got 4 lines going, 4 lines coming. I wish there was a flyer or something that would instruct our residents of what are they to do and not to do. If they park over the line, or if a bicycle goes over the line, what are the rules? What are the citations? What are we looking at? Nobody knows. I've called City Hall. Nobody has an answer. That's my question. We have new things going on, but residents need to be aware and need to understand that there are limitations or there's changes as far as legal. I don't want a citation. I don't think any of my residents want a citation. Those are my questions. You know, I want to say thank you to Greg. We had a wonderful time at the Dodger game. He went all out. Everybody had a blast. But on Sunday morning when I woke up, it was like, what is this, a freeway on Commerce Way? Nobody knows. And your departments don't even know whether they're going to be able to cite or not cite. That's my question. You know, I wish somebody would communicate. I'm in the Traffic Commission. Nobody told me anything. I'm barely going to have a meeting tomorrow. And this was in planning a long time ago. You got the approvals, you got the grants. Somebody should have been communicating with the residents that are being affected about the bike lanes and the double lines. Why too many? I don't understand. That's my question. And I hope you guys can address this and let the residents know. You know, we have people out there that speak Spanish, don't understand, and when there's new parking rules, new don't do this, don't do that, I think they want to know. So that's my number one hesitation. And hopefully you guys can communicate more with your commissioners, maybe have meetings with them, have everybody have one big meeting and let everybody know what's going on so we know what to tell our residents when they ask us, why this, why that? We can come up with a proper response with respect to our city and respect to our council and respect to our residents. That's all I'm asking. Thank you.
Josie, thank you. Appreciate your comments. I did see your post on Facebook, and subsequent discussions have been had, and I can tell you that we'll definitely be doing a better job with that and communicating that, and you're absolutely correct in the statements that you've made. And so some of those discussions have been had already, and I know other members of the city council have received calls as well, and our city manager has taken note and will be working to address that and making sure that we communicate to everybody. That's all we ask. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate you coming up. Thank you. Gloria Nezahualcóyotl.
Buenas tardes. Y otra vez la burra al trigo. I want to say thank you to the Transportation Department first for trying to restore the blue and the red line. They are restoring it little by little, and hopefully they will go a little bit faster so we can get the full lines going as they were before on a round trip basis, not on a circumnavigation trip around the city. I also want to say thank you to the Si Se Puede Department for the Great Yes Summer Program and the Friday summer programming. Both things were great. And Parks and Recreation, when given the direction and desired outcome, has always come through with flying colors in spite of being underfunded to do exactly what you asked them for. Now the challenge is on you to give proper direction in reviewing, revising, updating, publishing, and monitoring the social clubs and civic organizations. especially social clubs, to prevent further hemorrhaging of funds that could be used in other sections. It's up to you to let them know what they want so they can actually execute it. And like I said, if si eres the Si Se Puede department, they can do it if, only if you cooperate with them and give them the proper direction. Thank you.
Thank you, Gloria. Appreciate you coming up. And I know we've attended a meeting with you, and we're working to try to do some of that with the club that you're mentioning. And that was the effort. I know the meeting was attended by Councilmember Rebollo and myself, and we're working to that end to try to better inform the members of that committee, and hopefully we can make some progress with that. But thank you, appreciate your comments. Rolando Ortiz.
Good evening, council members. My name is Rolando Ortiz, and I'm a resident from Bristol Park, and I'm here on behalf of other residents from the Bristol area. And we're here to talk about the handball courts and the renovations at Bristol. Those handball courts are pretty much a staple of our community of Bristol. It's used a lot, and I know that there's things that happen there that shouldn't happen. You know, we all know Bristol's a little rough around the area, you know, and rough around the edges, but it's things that we can eliminate. And eliminating the handball courts is not eliminating the problem that you're having there. And I think that as a community, we need to bridge together, and we need to keep that handball court. The mural, the handball court itself, it's a staple of Bristol Park. You take that away and it's Bristol Park, but it's not the old Bristol Park. And I know the city wants to embrace the future, but you also got to embrace the past. And we can't let go of that handball court. It's done well for the community. There's been professional handball players that came out of there. There's doctors, lawyers, and felons. There's everything, right? And I think we need to concentrate on that. And everybody's happy about the renovation, but I think we need to keep that handball court there. I know there's been talks about taking the mural somewhere else, but if you displace that mural, you're displacing Bristol Park. So I hope that you guys take in consideration of what you guys are going to do with that handball court. Thank you, guys.
Rolando, thank you for your comments, and we absolutely will be taking your comments into heart as we move forward. As you understand, I don't know if you know, but we'll be having a meeting on Thursday, and that'll be part of that, is to get more input and information from the community as to what to do as we move forward. And we realize the history behind the handball courts. You know, I think each of us here knew Tony Wante, you know, and we know what he did for this community, so we won't forget it. All right, nothing else. Great. So we're gonna move to consent calendar at this time, and I have items 1 through 9. And I believe there's an item that one of my colleagues, item number 12, will be continuing that item to the next meeting. So right now, a motion would be in order unless somebody would like to pull any of the items under consent at this time.
I'm sorry, Mayor, for clarification, which item is continued?
The item is number 12, so.
Oh.
Yeah, item is number 12, which is, it's under scheduled matters.
Unscheduled matters, got it,
Yeah.
okay. If there are none, I would move to approve consent calendar with items 2 through 9?
1 through 9?
Sorry, 1 through 9, I missed one.
I'll
1
second
through
it.
9.
I'll second it.
Tell you what, I'm going to pull item number 4 only because it's just good information item, I think, and that way we can get an update on that. But I heard you, if there's no objection, if you don't mind amending the motion that we
Yeah, I will
have.
amend my motion to approve items number 1 through 3 and 5 to 9.
I'll
Great.
second that.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any objections? Seeing none, motion passes, and at this time, we'll go to item number 4. Who's going to be presenting on the item? Is Gina here?
No,
She would
Mayor.
She would be the appropriate person to present on the item, but if I am correct, the item is the recent changes that were made related to Eastern Avenue, is that right? No, it doesn't look like it.
Is there anybody from her department here? Bilko?
Tell you what, we're gonna continue that item to the next meeting.
The roadway?
I thought these were the improvements that was just recently made to Eastern Avenue, the various complaints we've received related to the striping and, you know, redoing all of that so that we regain the 2 lanes on Eastern Avenue.
This one is more specific to all the pavers, all the irrigation, all the landscaping that took place on Eastern.
Okay,
Yeah, I mean, that work has been completed. The one you're looking at right now, the acceptance will come back at a later date when it's all completed.
okay, so,
Yeah.
yeah, I thought that was pretty quick. I said,
No, no, no.
geez, they just did it and it's already on the agenda. Somebody, all right. That's why I wanted to get an update, but it's okay. I do recall all of the work that they've done. We've seen them out there doing that work, but it was the irrigation, all of that work
All the
that they
signage
did.
that goes up and along Eastern, but yeah, none of it pertains to what you're seeing that's been, just recently been addressed.
All right. Are we okay? Is there any comments or questions? Okay, I'll tell you what, if we're okay with this item, we'll go ahead and entertain, and a motion would be in order at this time related to item number 4.
Mayor, if no other questions, I'll move to approve item number 4 per staff's recommendation.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any objections? Seeing none, motion passes. This concludes this item, and at this time, we'll go to scheduled matters. Item number 10, presentation from our Sheriff's Department of Public Safety in the City of Commerce. Sergeant Duarte, please.
Good afternoon, Mayor and council members. I'm going to be providing you a Commerce Public Safety update. On the screen, you will see Part 1 crimes beginning from January 1st to August 10th. The stats from August 1st are from August 1st to August 10th, so we only have 10 days of stats. I'll go to the next slide. As to date, we have 1 assault, 2 robberies, 6 other thefts, and 5 auto thefts. And I will break them down. We have the 2 robberies were armed. The 6 other thefts, 2 were from grand theft, which means greater than $950. 1 from a vehicle. 3 were petty theft, which means less than $950. Okay, I'll go to the next slide. Commerce activities. On July 22nd, a male Hispanic was arrested for an outstanding warrant for grand theft. On July 25th, 2024, East Los Angeles Station hosted an active shooter training at the Citadel. Thank you for the Parks and Recreational staff that volunteered as role players, Citadel for allowing us to use their facility. On July 31st, 2024, Ed Saucedo and I got the opportunity to tour our Bell Shelter, which is for the unhoused population to be sheltered, and see all the services they have to offer to the unhoused population. On August 2nd, Public Works assisted with the cleanup of Telegraph Road and the border of East LA. On August 6th, National Night Out event. Thank you to everyone for making National Night Out a successful event. Thank you for Rebecca, who did a lot of the legwork, and all the volunteers and sponsors we had for that event. On August 7th, 2024, deputies and Ed Saucedo conducted cleanups throughout the city. On August 4th, a female Hispanic was arrested for driving a vehicle without owner's consent. The vehicle was recovered. On August 8th, a male Hispanic was arrested and cited for a shoplifting warrant. On the next slide, you will find the commerce arrests from July 1st through July 31st. We had 31 felony arrests, 37 misdemeanor arrests. 4 of those were robbery suspects, 1 attempt robbery suspect, 4 stolen vehicle suspects, 7 vandalism suspects, 5 petty theft suspects, 10 trespassing, and 3 burglary suspects. On the next slide, as requested, Commerce response times from July 1st through July 31st. Emergency calls, we had 49. The average response time was 6 minutes, and you'll see response times is 10 minutes. Priority, we had 154 calls, average 9.6 minutes, 20 minutes is the recommended. Routine, we had 854 calls, average time is 55.4, and 60 minutes is the recommended. On the next slide, I will provide some photographs of the Citadel active shooter training. Role players were appreciated, and we had Parks and Rec, additional explorers from other agencies come and assist us to conduct this training at the Citadel. On the next slide, I have some photographs of National Night Out. Just again, appreciate all the sponsors, volunteers, and everyone that helped make National Night Out a great event. And I will open up for any questions if there's any questions.
Any comments, questions?
I have a quick question.
Councilmember Rebollo.
For the slide that you presented, commerce activities, or those stats from the Commerce Cops team or just in general?
From the COPS team,
So this is what they did, okay,
yes.
thank you.
Any other comments?
Just-
Councilmember Linus.
Sergeant, thank you for including the response times in the report. Really appreciate you just kind of breaking it down. Could you give maybe an example of each of the three different buckets that you gave? So for example, what would be a routine call for service? What would be a priority call?
So emergency call is someone not breathing. So that would be an emergency call. We want to get there as fast as you can. A priority call is something just occurred. A robbery just occurred, which means they just happened, they're not there, but it just occurred. So we want to get there as fast as we can. And then you have a routine. My car was vandalized. I don't know when it happened. It was parked there and I came back and it's vandalized. So that's considered a routine.
Yep, makes sense. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Any other comments, questions? Okay. Not, thank you, Sergeant, for the report. Very detailed. Appreciate all of what you're reporting to all of us here, and we ask that you continue to do a great job out there that you and your team are doing. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 11, installation of creative artwork at the city's 6 crosswalks. Who will be presenting, City Manager?
Yes, Mayor, members of City Council. So this item was brought before the city in March of 2023. The Art and Public Places Committee met last week and provided direction to staff. And so ultimately, these dollars were never budgeted to create the artwork at these crosswalks. So the item before you tonight does that, it allocates dollars, and I'll give you the intersections, Commerce Way and Harbor Street, there's 4 crosswalks. Commerce Way and Jardine Street, 1 crosswalk. Harbor Street and from Bivouac to the Rosewood Elementary is 1 crosswalk. So a total of 6 crosswalks. The next step in the process would be to put out an RFQ to collect the different types of artists that are available for these sites. And at that point, the committee will make a recommendation to the entire city council for approval.
Great. Thank you. Thank you. I think we're all looking forward to that. From the discussions that we've had in the past, we thought it would look great. I think the community will receive the artwork well, and we're looking forward to it. So, thank you. The action, I guess, is yeah. Yeah, so the recommendations before you on your books there, the City Council will consider adopting a resolution appropriating $200,000 from Art in Public Places Fund for the installation of creative art for 6 crosswalks on Commerce Way and Harbor Street. That would be the motion.
So moved?
We have a
Second.
motion
A
and
second.
a second. Any objections? Seeing none, motion passes. Thank you, everybody. And again, we're going to continue item number 12. There seems to be some questions, so I think it just would be appropriate that we continue the item to the following city council meeting. Give council the opportunity to get those answered. And we're going to go ahead and do council reports, if that's okay. We'll do the council reports, and then we'll reconvene to closed session. We still have to finish up some closed session items, but let's go ahead and do council reports. Councilwoman Garcia, we'll start with you, if that's okay.
Yes, thank you. I attended the scholarship program from the library department. Thank you, Sonia, and all your staff. It was a spectacular event. The keynote speaker, wow, what a great inspiration to all. I really enjoyed his talk. The advice to all the students, he says exactly what I always tell my daughter: work hard, hard work equals success. And he even went as far as letting the students know to pursue their PhD. And congratulations to all the scholarship award winners, and thank you to all the donors for your support. We, the city, greatly appreciate you. I also attended the National Night Out. The event was put together wonderfully, from the booths to the food vendors. It was exciting to see the community come out and enjoy what our staff put together. Thank you, public safety staff, Rebecca, Anthony Gutierrez for the decorations, and all the departments for sharing your information. Lastly, I also attended the concert in the park. It was very enjoying and relaxing. It was fun to see the cover band U2. I love U2. It was exciting. And finally, thank you, Parks and Rec, for putting out the recycle bins. It was wonderful to see that on both events. Thank you. That concludes my
Thank you, Councilmember Garcia.
report.
I'll move over to my right, Councilmember Rebollo.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. At this time, I would also like to thank our public safety team. The work that went behind National Night Out, I can only imagine. Thank you to Rebecca Longoria, who is probably the brains behind a lot of what happened at National Night Out. And to the sergeant, I know that it's a collective effort, so thank you all. It was very well attended by the community, so much so that next year I think we need to have 700 hamburgers instead of 500. But it was really nice to see so many people come out and support the event. Thank you to the community sponsors that partnered with me to provide backpacks and school supplies to the children of our community. We greatly, greatly appreciate that. Unfortunately, I was unable to attend the scholarship breakfast because as a member of the executive board for the Contract Cities Association, I had to attend a strategic planning session to really plan how the association is going to better serve all the cities that are part of the association. So it was a very educational experience. I'm excited and proud that Commerce has a seat at the table on the executive board of Contract Cities. So looking forward to the fall summit that I hope that all my colleagues are able to attend. And with that, I don't have anything else other than to thank and acknowledge the gentlemen that are here tonight and the young lady. Thank you for attending. Thank you to the ladies that attended as well. I think it's always important to voice concerns and to thank the people that, do something for you and your community. So we hear you, we acknowledge you, and thank you for being here tonight. And that's it. Thank you, everyone at home and everyone that's here. Take care of each other. God bless you, and hope to see everybody at the next council meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Rebollo.
Oh, wait, sorry.
Yes.
Also, she's going to kill me. Happy birthday to my mom. Mami, feliz cumpleaños, te quiero mucho. That's it.
Councilmember Linus.
Thank you, Mayor. Along with a couple of my colleagues, I also attended the scholarship breakfast at the Commerce Casino on August 3rd. I want to congratulate all 39 scholarship recipients, and I really want to thank all of the donors that gave to the scholarship fund. It's something that we do every year, and there's always a significant investment from our civic organizations, our business community, and especially the Commerce Casino. Previously, it was hosted at the DoubleTree, but we did it at the Commerce Casino this year, and it was a great event. No knock on the DoubleTree, but I think the casino went above and beyond, and it was really, really appreciated. And of course, I want to thank Sonia and the library staff, but also Evelyn Diaz, who did a wonderful job of coordinating all of the moving parts that goes on with that event and emceeing the event. So really want to thank everybody for not only following the path and journey of higher education, but also everybody that made that happen. I also want to acknowledge National Night Out on August 6th. I think it's the 4th year that we've done it at the park. We used to do it within different homes within the neighborhoods, but you know, I do like the format that we have now, and it's gotten bigger every year from what I've seen. And you know, I think I heard that we had about 1,000 people attend the event, and it's now easily one of our city's biggest events of the year. So I want to thank all of our city departments, but especially our public safety team, Rebecca, for putting on the event. And I know she was running around as the event was happening, just making sure that everything was going through without a hitch, and it was a success. I think everybody had a good time, but to your point, Councilwoman, I think, you know, we need to figure out a plan to have some more food options available, because I think we were basing the rations on last year's attendance, and you know, we got almost double. So, you know, unfortunately we ran out of burgers, and something tells me that next year is going to be even bigger. So, and lastly, I went to the Dodger game this past Friday, and I really want to acknowledge the tailgate concept that Greg came up with and the Parks and Rec team. But, you know, it was a great addition to, you know, going out to the stadium, and it was a hit. Everybody loved it. I loved it. I had a couple of hot dogs, and you guys had grilled onions too. Like, that was great. I think it was really thoughtful the way you had the clear bags and you had snacks available for people to take into the stadium. And I know staff did a good job of letting people know that these are bags that you can take into the stadium just to save yourself some money as you're going in. But I think beforehand, publicizing that that's the intent of the clear bags, because I think there were some people who just didn't get the message, and I think they would have benefited. I really didn't spend much money at the game because I took a bunch of snacks in that bag, but I think there were some people who also could have benefited. Listen, nothing goes out perfectly, but it was a great event, great concept, and I hope we carry it forward with all of our sporting events. So that's all I have to report. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, council member. Vice Mayor Altamirano.
Yeah, I like to echo what my fellow colleagues said about National Night Out. It was awesome. I do like the fact that we now put it all together in one park, one area, because sometimes we don't get to go to everybody's house or where they're having the function, and then it's disappointing when they don't see us. So I'm glad that we got everybody together, and absolutely, we got to figure out a way to have enough food, even if we have a barbecue pit there where we start cooking, just in case we would start to run out of food, right? Because if we had 500 burgers and there was 1,000 people there, then there was some people that were upset. But staff did an amazing job. I know that, I think we pay for some vendors, but some vendors just contribute, just like Porto. So I want to really thank the people that contribute to that, and also to our sheriffs for also putting on a good show each time they show up with the kids and stuff like that. So thank you so much. I wanted to really acknowledge our Councilwoman Garcia for really pushing item number 11, which is the crosswalks. I mean, she's really been on top of the crosswalks and very passionate about art, you know, creating things about art. But so I think it's going to be awesome to have some creative crosswalks where the kids and people get to enjoy, you know, crossing to school or to the park. And if this is successful, then in the future, I'd like to move this to different areas, like Veterans Park when that's up and going, Bristol Park, and also Bandini Park and Bandini Elementary. I think that it'll be something nice for the kids to be walking around and doing stuff like that. And also parks, like putting painted hopscotch paintings on the ground where the kids, even adults, I've seen videos of adults where these paintings are in the park and everybody's enjoying it. And I really think that it's going to be a great thing in our city. So thank you for pushing this item as much as you did.
Thank you to you also for helping me along the way.
Yeah. I also like to thank for the community for coming out. It's inspiring to see, you know, the love and the passion of what this means to you, right? It's the heart of Bristol Park, as much as I know. that it's a key thing there. So I'm glad that you guys showed up. And I think staff's gonna be looking forward to having discussions with the community on Thursday and trying to figure out a win-win, situation where, it'll work for everybody. But I do understand that removing something like this is like removing the heart of Bristol, like what it is, so totally get it. And I know that the council members here that all get it as well. So let's, work together and figure something out. So thank you guys for showing up. And I wanted to say happy birthday to your mom. Orale, so happy birthday for that. And, all right, with that, I'm done with my, my reports.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. I'll try to keep it short and not be too redundant. Scholarship awards, thank you, Sonia, and your entire staff. You guys did a great job, and we're really pleased that we were able to help out so many of our Commerce residents with some very, very worthwhile, resources to help them continue on with their educational goals and objectives. So again, thank you. You guys really did a great job, phenomenal, nice location, obviously, at the Commerce Casino. I think that's a great venue for that, and I'm glad that you selected that. National Night Out, obviously, you've already heard all of the great compliments about National Night Out. I want to thank you all or our staff, Parks and Recreation, and everybody else involved, because you really took from our last National Night Out, you heard the comments, suggestions, recommendations, and you implemented them, and you made some of those changes, and I think they were well received by the community. Meaning, we gave the kids an opportunity to be able to, we put the jumpers and activities that the kids can enjoy, and they absolutely enjoyed it. A lot of them were out there. The food, obviously, we've already covered. You know, we were a little short, but obviously we'll look to improve next time. And hopefully we can take a look at the line, because I know the line, again, continues to be really long in terms of moving the line. You know, people will sit there for a long time waiting. So hopefully we'll look to address that in the future, move things along a little bit better. And a suggestion would be, maybe if we're gonna get the more popular item, I thought, was the burgers. So maybe if we get 2 trucks, 2 lines, and we can help things move a little bit quicker. Just a thought, suggestion. But overall, it was very well received by the community, responded, everybody showed up, and I think everybody in attendance really enjoyed it. So again, thank you to all of our sponsors as well, because we couldn't have done it without all of their help and support as well. So thank you. Dodger Community Night, obviously great event. Everybody was really pleased and happy, but the highlight of it, he just covered it, the tailgate party. Thank you for bringing that, and I'll speak directly to Greg. Thank you, appreciate you thinking and bringing that item before us. I think everybody really enjoyed it, and there was a little bit, you know, people weren't real sure about it. I was one. I wasn't sure that I was going to be able to take the food with us and take it into the stadium. But yeah, they allowed us to take it in, which is great. I mean, it's a big savings to many of our families here in Commerce, because things aren't cheap over at Dodger Stadium for those of us who go there sometimes or go on a more regular basis, right? Ordered a couple of things while I was there, and it was like $50, and it wasn't much that I ordered. I was like, oh my gosh, you know? So I know there's a lot of our families here in our community that may not necessarily be able to afford some of these items. So I think that was a great idea, and we look forward to continuing with that and growing that. Probably it'll be even more popular next year, I think. So thank you again to you and the entire staff who put that together. Concert in the Park, again, another nice event. Community came out and enjoyed it. I thought the music was great. That U2 band, they're really awesome. I like those guys. They sound very close to the real deal, and I think everybody enjoyed it thoroughly. So again, congratulations to everybody. I know our staff works, comes up, gets up early, sets up, and gets ready for everybody to show up, and they're there long after the party ends. They're still there cleaning up, putting everything away, and getting it ready for all of the activities the following day. So thank you, everybody. Great job, and looking forward to our next event, which I believe is going to be over at Bristol Park. September 16th, I think it is, or 14th? And Back to School Bash, same day? This Friday. Back to School Bash, this Friday. So again, thank you guys. Looking forward to the next event. I do want to just a little shout out to my son, Brandon. Want to wish him a happy birthday. Tomorrow will be his birthday. And happy birthday to your mom, Councilmember Rebollo. And that concludes my report. So thank you again, everybody. And we will be returning to closed session after we conclude our regularly scheduled council meeting here. All right. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you all being here.